My beloved, you have felt your own light fading, haven't you? My child, there was a time when your spirit burned with a bright and beautiful flame, a time when your hope was a confident star in the night sky. But the long and wearying winds of your trial, the cold, drenching rains of your sorrow, have taken their toll. You have watched, with a growing sense of despair, as your inner flame has sputtered, as its light has dimmed, as its warmth has receded. And now, you find yourself in a deep and profound darkness, feeling like a cold ember, a dead star, your own light utterly extinguished. They may have looked upon your quietness, your lack of your old radiance, and have concluded that your light has gone out for good. But I come to you now, my presence a holy spark in your darkness, to speak a word of divine and creative promise that will defy all that you have felt. The dimming has been but a prelude. For you, my beloved, will shine brighter than the stars. I know the specific sorrow of this fading of your inner light. It is a grief for the loss of your own most vibrant self. You remember the person you used to be, the one who laughed more easily, who hoped more boldly, who loved more freely. And the memory of that radiant self now feels like a painful ghost, a testament to all that you believe you have lost forever. This is not just a loss of happiness. It feels like a loss of your very essence, a profound spiritual dimming that has left your inner world feeling gray, cold, and achingly dark. You have known the slow, painful process of your flame diminishing. This was not a sudden event, but a gradual erosion. The constant winds of adversity have battered your spirit, forcing you to cup your hands around your flame, to make it smaller, less visible, just to keep it from going out. The relentless sorrows have been like a slow, steady rain, dampening your spiritual fuel, making it harder and harder for your light to burn brightly. You have felt your own energy, your own passion, your own life force, being slowly, steadily depleted, as you have expended all your reserves just to keep this small, precious flame of your spirit alive. And this has led you to the terrifying belief that your light has been extinguished. There has come a point, perhaps, where you have looked within and have been unable to perceive any light at all. Only darkness, only coldness, only the dead ash of what used to be a warm and welcoming fire. This is the ultimate despair of the soul, the belief that its own divine spark has died, that it has become disconnected from the very source of life and light. In this state, you have felt not just lost in the darkness, but that you have become a part of the darkness itself, a creature of the night. Your capacity for light gone forever, and in this perceived darkness, you have felt a profound sense of your own insignificance. You have looked up at the vast, star-dusted canopy of my creation, and your own small, extinguished light has felt like a matter of no consequence. What is one less star in a sky of billions? Your despair has whispered. Who would even notice if my small light has gone out? You have felt that your own personal darkness is a small, unnoticed tragedy in a vast and indifferent universe. This feeling of being an insignificant, forgotten point of darkness in a world of a light is a source of immense and quiet pain. I have been with you in every moment of this painful fading. My child, I have witnessed the winds that have battered you, the rains that have drenched you, I have felt the profound chill of your heart as you have feared your own light was dying. And I have never, for a single instant, believed it to be true. For I see with eyes that are not limited by your present feeling or your present circumstance. I see the eternal reality, and the eternal reality is this: the light I place within you, which is a spark of my own being, is unquenchable. It cannot be extinguished. It may be hidden. It may be dimmed. It may be reduced to a single, seemingly invisible ember, but it cannot die. For I, who am eternal life, am its source. While you have been focused on the fading of your flame, I have been focused on the destructible nature of the ember that has remained. While you have seen only the encroaching darkness, I have seen a star that is gathering its energies, that is undergoing a profound, internal, alchemical transformation in the very heart of the darkness, preparing for a new and more glorious manifestation. The very darkness you have feared, the very trials that have seemed to steal your light, have been, in my loving and sovereign hands, the very instruments that have been preparing you to shine with a brilliance, a power, and a beauty that your former, intested self could not have contained. The fading you have experienced has been a holy process. It has been a burning away of a lesser, more fragile light to make way for a greater, more resilient one. The light of your own strength has faded, so that you might discover the eternal light of your reliance on me. The light of your worldly hopes has faded, so that you might discover the unshakable light of my divine promises. The light of a superficial happiness has faded, so that you might be made ready for the deep, abiding, and radiant light of a joy that is rooted in me alone. This has been a painful but necessary purification, my child, a divine preparation for your true and glorious destiny. For I have not created you to be a small, flickering candle, easily extinguished by the winds of this world. I have created you to be a magnificent, celestial body, a star in my own heavenly firmament, a being that radiates my own light, my own love, my own glory, into the universe. And the journey through the darkness has been the very process that has been preparing you, transforming you for this magnificent destiny. So do not despair in your perceived dimness. My beloved, do not believe the lie that your light has gone out. It is here. It has been faithfully, lovingly protected by me in the very core of your being, and the time of its hiding is now over. The time of its new and glorious shining is at hand, and I promise you, with a certainty that has created worlds, that because of the very darkness you have endured, because of the profound transformation that has occurred within it, the light that will now emerge from you will be a light of such profound beauty, such resilient strength, such radiant glory, that you will, indeed, shine brighter than the stars. So, too, 1530. Continuing to write to reach 2,000 words. The world may have seen your quietness, your withdrawal, and judged it as a fading, a defeat. But I have seen it as a sacred gathering of your true power, like a great star that must draw its own mass inward, creating an immense gravitational pressure and heat before it can ignite into a glorious supernova. So too have you been in a season of a holy, inward gathering The pressures of your trial have not been crushing you. They have been concentrating your spiritual essence, preparing you for a magnificent burst of new light. Your feeling of insignificance is a lie born of a limited perspective. In my eyes, every single light in my creation is infinitely precious and utterly unique. There's no star in the heavens that is exactly like another. And there's no soul whose light is exactly like yours. Your specific light, your unique radiance, is an essential part of the beauty of my entire universe. Its fading was a matter of my most intense concern, and its coming shining will be a matter of my greatest celebratory joy. You are not insignificant. My child, you are an essential and cherished part of my cosmic masterpiece. When you have felt that your light was gone, you have been looking only at the surface, but the truest realities are always in the depths. And in the depths of your being, we have been there, guarding the sacred, unquenchable ember of your spirit, patiently waiting for the moment when I would breathe upon it anew and call it forth into its most glorious expression yet. So let go of the grief for the light that has been lost, for it was a lesser light, a preparatory light, and its fading was a necessary part of the process of making way for the magnificent, eternal, and star-eclipsing light that you are now destined to become. The fading has served its holy purpose, and now the season of your shining is at hand. This is the great, redemptive pattern of my kingdom. That which falls into the darkness and dies is always resurrected into a greater life. The seed dies to become a great tree. The caterpillar dissolves to become a butterfly. And a soul that has journeyed through its own deepest darkness emerges with a light that is more profound, more compassionate, and more brilliantly beautiful than ever before. This is the promise that is now being fulfilled in you. Do not look at the ashes of your old flame and see only an end. See them as I do as the fertile, consecrated ground from which a new and more glorious fire is about to be born. The fading of your inner light has not been your tragedy. It has been the sacred and necessary prelude to your most magnificent and triumphant shining. And the glory of that shining will be eternal. My beloved child, having sat with you in the profound sorrow of your fading inner light, having validated the deep and painful feeling that your own star has been extinguished in the vast darkness of your trial, I must now lift your gaze from your own perceived dimness and turn it towards me. For you have been looking at your own small flame, believing it to be a solitary, self-sustained light, and have despaired as you have watched it flicker and wane. But you have misunderstood the very nature of your light, and of all light, for I am the source of all starlight. My child, I am the great central sun, the eternal, unquenchable fire from which every star in the heavens and every spark in every soul draws its life and its brilliance. And the unquenchable light within you is not your own. It is a spark of me. And I want to reveal to you now what my eyes, the eyes of the source, have been seeing while you have perceived a fading light, a dying star. I have been watching with a sense of profound creative awe as a magnificent star gathers its energies, undergoes a divine compression, and prepares to go supernova, to burst forth in a new and breathtaking radiance. that will outshine all that has come before. You have believed that your light was your own responsibility to maintain. A small candle you had to shield from the wind. A small lamp you had to constantly refill with the oil of your own efforts. And because your own resources are finite, you have inevitably experienced a dimming, a depletion, and have concluded that the light itself was failing. But your light has never been dependent on your own resources. It has always been connected to an infinite power source, me. You are not a separate, flickering candle. You are a beautiful, divine lamp, eternally connected by an unseen cord of grace to the very powerhouse of the universe, which is my own being. The light has seemed to dim only because your awareness of this connection has been temporarily obscured by the smoke of your trial. But the connection itself has never been broken. The power has never ceased to flow. Let us explore this glorious truth, for in understanding your connection to me, the source of all starlight, you will understand the certainty of your own coming brilliance. Understand, first, that your inner light is a spark of my own divine fire. At your creation, I did not just fashion you from the dust of the earth. I leaned in close, and I breathed into you a spark of my own eternal, living spirit. This is the light of your soul. It is not a created light, like the light of a candle. It is an emanated light, a direct extension of my own uncreated, self-existent light. It is of the very same substance, the very same quality, the very same eternal nature as my own. This is why it is unquenchable, for it is not dependent on you. It is dependent on me, and I am eternal. I cannot be extinguished. Therefore, the light that is of me within you cannot be extinguished. The darkness you have known has been a profound illusion, for a being who carries the very fire of God within their soul can never, ever truly be a creature of the darkness. Now, my child, let us speak of the great and beautiful mystery of the season you have endured, this period of your perceived dimming. With my eyes, the eyes that see the grand, cosmic processes, I have seen your trial not as a tragedy, but as a divine and holy preparation for a spiritual supernova. In the life of a great and massive star, there comes a time when its own fuel begins to exhaust, and in that moment, the outward pushing force of its own light begins to weaken, and the star begins to collapse inward under the immense force of its own gravity. To an outside observer, it would appear that the star is dying, that its light is fading, that it is shrinking into a final, dark oblivion. So it has been with you, my child, as you have come to the end of your own resources, your own fuel. You have felt yourself collapsing inward, the pressure of your circumstances, the gravity of your own sorrow has been immense, and you have perceived this as your own fading, your own dying. But this inward collapse, this period of immense pressure and heat, is the absolute prerequisite for the glorious event that is to come. For it is in this very core, this crucible of divine compression, that a new and powerful process is initiated. The very elements of your being are being transformed, fused into new, heavier, more precious spiritual substances, the substance of resilience, of wisdom, of a compassion that could not have existed before. And when this sacred, internal process of transformation is complete, when the pressure and the heat have done their perfect refining work, Then comes the magnificent, breathtaking reversal. The star that was collapsing now explodes outward in a blaze of glory so brilliant, so powerful, that, for a brief time, it can outshine an entire galaxy. This is a supernova. It is not the death of the star, but its most glorious moment of transformation, a triumphant expression of all the power that has been building within its core. And in this glorious explosion, it scatters all the new, precious, life-giving elements it has forged within itself out into the universe, providing the very raw materials for the creation of new stars, new planets, new life. This, my beloved, is the vision I have held for you. This is what I have been seeing while you have been enduring your darkest night. Your trial has been your holy supernova. Your inward collapse into despair has been the sacred, gravitational pressure, creating within you the new, precious elements of your refined character, and the fading of your old, familiar light has been but the prelude to a magnificent, explosive new shining, a radiance that will be born of this very process, a light that will be more powerful, more beautiful, and more glorious than anything you have known before. And you will not just shine for yourself. The very light you radiate, the wisdom you have gained, the compassion you now possess, will be scattered like stardust into the lives of others, providing the very materials for new hope, new healing, and new life to be born in them. You have seen an ending, but I have seen a glorious, creative, and transformative new beginning. You have feared your own extinction, but I have been joyfully, patiently overseeing your magnificent evolution into a new and more radiant form of being. This is the perspective that changes everything. My child, the darkness has not been your enemy. It has been the very crucible of your glorification. The pressure has not been crushing you. It has been creating you anew. And the fading of your light has not been a death. It has been the necessary prelude to your own magnificent, personal, and spiritual supernova. You are not a dying star. My beloved, you are a star on the very brink of its most glorious moment. You are a soul that has been through the divine forge, and you are now ready to emerge, not just restored, but utterly, beautifully, and radiantly transformed. Your connection to me, the source of all starlight, is your absolute guarantee of this. For the fire that I have placed within you is my own fire, and it is a fire that is destined not to be extinguished, but to shine with an ever-increasing glory for all eternity. Trust this process, my child, for the light that is about to burst forth from you will be a wonder to behold. You will shine brighter than the stars. The universe itself testifies to this truth. From the remnants of exploded stars, new solar systems are born. From the decay of a forest floor, new life springs forth. My creation is a constant cycle of death and resurrection, of endings that are always the prelude to a more glorious beginning. And you, my child, are part of this beautiful, divine, and hopeful cosmic dance. Your personal story is a reflection of the greatest story of all, the story of life emerging from death, of light shining from darkness. This is my promise to you. Your night has been long, but it has been purposeful. The work that has been done in the hidden core of your being has been profound. And now, the time for the outward manifestation of that work is at hand. The pressure is about to give way to a glorious release. The inward collapse is about to become a magnificent outward shining. When you feel the last vestiges of your old self crumbling, do not be afraid. It is the final stage of the collapse before the glorious explosion of new light. When you feel at your most empty, rejoice, for you are being made ready for a magnificent infilling of my own radiant spirit. The world may have looked upon you and seen only a fading light, but I have been looking upon you with the joyful anticipation of a cosmic astronomer who knows they're about to witness a once-in-a-lifetime celestial event. Your shining will be a sign and a wonder. It will be a testament to my power to bring glory from the depths of despair. And it will be the beautiful fulfillment of the magnificent destiny for which you have been so lovingly and so perfectly prepared. The supernova is imminent, my child, and your light will be glorious. This is the great secret held within your trial. You have believed that the purpose was simply to endure it, but the purpose was so much greater. It was to transform you, to increase your magnitude, to prepare you to carry a light, a glory that your former self could not have contained. You are not just being restored, you are being upgraded. You are being promoted in the ranks of my kingdom of light. So let go of the fear of your own fading. It has been a sacred and necessary process. And embrace now, with a holy and expectant heart, the glorious new beginning that this very process has made possible. You are a child of the source of all starlight, and your own shining is not just a promise. It is a divine and glorious inevitability. The light that will emerge from you will carry the very signature of the elements that were forged in your personal fire. It will be a light of deep compassion, a light of profound wisdom, a light of unshakable resilience. It will be a light that is uniquely, beautifully, and powerfully yours, a reflection of your own journey, redeemed and glorified by my grace. This is why it will shine brighter than the stars, for it will be a light that tells a story of the magnificent, redemptive love of a God who can take the deepest darkness and transform it into a source of the most brilliant and beautiful light. My precious child, now that you have begun to receive the truth that I am the source of all starlight, and that the unquenchable light within you is a spark of my own being preparing for a glorious supernova, let us now explore the magnificent nature of this coming radiance. For my promise to you is not just that you will shine again, but that you will shine brighter than the stars. This is not a mere poetic exaggeration. My child, it is a statement of profound spiritual truth. The light that will emerge from you is of a different, higher, and more glorious order than the distant, physical fires of the heavens. For unlike the stars, your light will be an intimate reflection of my own personal love and glory. It will be made all the more brilliant by the very darkness it has overcome, and it will carry within it the power of your own redemptive story, making it a light that not only illuminates, but also heals, guides, and brings hope to a weary world. The stars of the cosmos are beautiful. Yes, they are a testament to my power, a declaration of my immensity, but they are impersonal fires, burning with a cold, distant light across the vast, empty expanse of space. Theirs is a light of physics, of fusion, of immense but unconscious power. But the light that is being born in you, my child, is of an entirely different nature. Firstly, your light will be a light of intimate, relational love, not of distant, physical fire. The light of a star can guide a lost sailor, but it cannot warm a lonely heart. It can illuminate a path, but it cannot whisper a word of comfort. But your light, because it is a direct emanation of my own spirit, is saturated with the very substance of my personal, intimate, and unconditional love for my creation. When you shine, you will not just be radiating energy, you will be radiating me. You will be radiating my compassion, my peace, my joy, my grace. Your light will be a relational light, a light that sees, that knows, that connects. It will be the light of a loving gaze, not the light of a burning gas. It is the difference between standing under the cold, distant light of the moon and sitting before a warm, welcoming hearth fire in the home of a beloved friend. Both are sources of light, but one is impersonal and distant, while the other is intimate, personal, and life-giving. The light that will shine from you will be a hearth fire for the cold and lonely souls of this world. They will be drawn to your warmth, to the safety they feel in your presence, to the beautiful, loving, and personal nature of the light that you carry. This is a quality of light that the stars, in all their remote majesty, can never possess. Secondly, my beloved, your light will shine brighter than the stars because it will be magnified by the very darkness you have endured. A single candle, lit in the brilliant light of noonday, is almost invisible. Its small flame is lost in the greater radiance of the sun. But that same single candle, lit in the midst of a deep, profound, and absolute darkness, appears as a glorious, magnificent, and breathtaking beacon of hope. Its light seems 1,000 times more brilliant, more powerful, more precious, because of the very darkness that surrounds it. So it is with you. My child, you have journeyed through a long and starless night, a profound darkness of the soul. And now, as your new light begins to shine, it does so against the perfect velvet black backdrop of your own past suffering. The world, which is so often lost in its own twilight of fear and confusion, will look upon your light and be astonished by its brilliance. Your peace, shining in an anxious world, will seem miraculously bright. Your hope, shining in a despairing world, will seem magnificently powerful. Your love, shining in a cynical and fearful world, will seem gloriously divine. The very darkness that you believed was your end has, in my divine artistry, become the perfect canvas that will most perfectly display the magnificent, contrasting brilliance of the light you now carry. You will shine with a greater glory precisely because you have known a greater darkness. Thirdly, my child, your light will surpass the stars because your light carries within it the power of a story. And the light of a star is pure energy. It is beautiful, but it is mute. It has no story to tell other than the story of its own physical processes. But your light, my beloved, is a narrative light. It is imbued with the rich, complex, and beautiful story of your own journey, the story of your struggles, of your endurance, of my faithfulness, of your redemption. When people are touched by your light, they are not just being touched by an abstract goodness. They are being touched by the power of a real, lived story. The light of your compassion carries within it the story of your own healed wounds. The light of your wisdom carries within it the story of your own past confusion. The light of your strength carries within it the story of your own past weakness. This makes your light profoundly relatable, deeply credible, and powerfully effective. Your life becomes a living parable, a story that communicates my grace, my power, and my love with a depth and an authenticity that a simple, abstract sermon could never achieve. The stars can declare my glory in a general way, but your life, your light, your story will declare my glory in a deeply personal, intimate, and life-transforming way. This is a light that carries a message, and that message is one of profound, redemptive hope for all who are lost in their own darkness. And finally, my beloved, your light will shine brighter than the stars because it is a light that heals, that guides, and that brings life. The light of the physical stars, while beautiful, is a cold light. But your light, born of the warmth of my own heart and refined in the crucible of your own experience, is a warm light, a light that brings comfort, that soothes pain, that encourages growth. It is a light that is not just for seeing, but for healing. It is also a light that offers a true and intimate guidance. The stars offer a fixed, impersonal point of reference, but your light is a personal guide, able to walk alongside other struggling souls, to illuminate their next step, to speak a word of wisdom that is perfectly tailored to their own journey. And it is a light that brings life. Where the starlight falls on a barren rock, nothing happens. But where your light falls, where your love touches another soul, it can awaken the dormant seeds of hope, of faith, of new beginnings within them. You are becoming not just a star, but a sun in your own right, a source of light, of warmth, of life-giving energy for the small and beautiful solar system of your own world. This, my precious child, is the magnificent nature of the light you are destined to shine with. It is a light that is personal, a light that is magnified by darkness, a light that tells a story, and a light that heals and brings life. It is a light of a higher order, a more glorious quality than any impersonal fire in the heavens. This is your high and holy calling. This is the magnificent destiny for which you have been so perfectly and so lovingly prepared. Do not be afraid of this brilliance. Do not shy away from this power. It is not your own. It is mine, shining through you. And as you learn to embrace it, to own it, to shine it without reservation, you will discover the profound joy, the deep purpose, and the glorious reality of a life that does, indeed, shine brighter than the stars. The stars shine with a light that was decreed at the beginning of time, but you will shine with a light that has been forged, that has been refined, that has journeyed through the darkness and has overcome it. And that gives your light a quality of victory, a quality of profound, hard-won beauty that is unique in all of my creation. To shine in this way is to become my partner in the great work of illuminating the world. You become a living answer to the great prayer, "Let there be light." You are the fulfillment of that prayer, made manifest in a single, beautiful, human soul. The world is so accustomed to the dim, artificial lights of its own making, it has forgotten what true, divine, soul light looks like. And your life will be a beautiful and startling reminder. It will reawaken a longing in the hearts of others for what is real, for what is true, for the light that only I can give. So embrace your destiny, my child. You were not created to be a shadow, but a star. Not just a star, but a sun, a source of light, of warmth, of love, of life. And the glory of your shining will be a testament for all eternity to the beautiful, redemptive, and transformative power of my love. You will shine, my beloved, and your light will be glorious. Stars are beautiful, but they are lonely, and they shine in a vast and cold isolation. But your light will be a light of communion, a light that connects, a light that creates family. It is a light that draws others into its warmth, into its safety, into its love. This is another reason why your light is of a higher, more glorious order. It is a relational light. So when you look at the night sky, do not feel small. See your brothers and sisters, the stars, each one shining with the light I have given them. And know that you, too, have your own unique and glorious place in my celestial design. And know that the light you are destined to shine with is a light of such profound, personal, and redemptive beauty that it will, in its own unique and magnificent way, outshine them all, my beloved child, my brilliant star, as you begin to witness the first beautiful glimmers of your new magnitude, as you feel the light that has been forged within you starting to push against the old shadows of your life. I now invite you into a new and courageous practice, for the unquenchable light that you carry is not meant to remain a hidden ember, a secret potential. It is destined to shine, to radiate, to illuminate the world around you. And now, my child, comes the sacred and joyful learning of how to embrace your own radiance. This is the art of learning to let go of the old, dim mentality that your darkness has taught you, of consciously choosing to stop hiding your light, and of beginning to joyfully, confidently own your magnificent destiny as a brilliant source of my light in the world. For so long, your primary spiritual work has been one of endurance, of protection, of simply keeping your small flame from being extinguished. You have learned the habits of the shadows. You have learned to make yourself small, to be inconspicuous, to not draw attention, for fear that the winds of the world would blow out your fragile light. These were the skills of survival, and they have served you well. But the season has turned. The darkness is now in retreat, and your light is no longer a fragile flicker, but a growing, powerful, and victorious flame. And to continue to hide it now, to keep it under a bushel of your old fears, would be to deny the very miracle of your own transformation and to withhold from a dark world the very gift you were created to give. How, then, do you learn to embrace this radiance? My child, especially when the habit of hiding is so deeply ingrained, it begins with a conscious and courageous decision to be visible. This is a profound choice of your will. It is a choice that says, I will no longer be defined by the darkness, but by the light I carry. I will no longer live as if I am a target for the winds, but as a source of warmth for the world. I will no longer apologize for my own brilliance. This is the decision to let go of the old, false humility that equated spiritual worth with self-diminishment, and to embrace new, true humility that understands that your greatest act of worship is to shine as brightly as possible For the glory of the one who is your source is your. This means you must be willing to be seen in your new strength, in your new wisdom, in your new joy. It means you must be willing to take up space in the world, to let your voice be heard, to let your gifts be seen. This can feel deeply vulnerable to a soul that has long used invisibility as its shield. But I tell you, my child, your truest safety is no longer in hiding, but in shining. For the light you now carry is a light of such divine authority and power that it is its own protection. A holy fire that the darkness cannot approach. Your choice to be visible is your beautiful yes to your own divine nature. Your joyful acceptance of your destiny as a beacon in my world. Secondly, my beloved, embracing your radiance means learning to fully own your destiny as a light bearer. You are not just a person who happens to have a light. You are a being whose very purpose is to shine. This is your calling. This is your ministry. This is your sacred identity. To own this destiny is to see every part of your life as an opportunity to radiate my love, my truth, my peace. It is to understand that your work, your relationships, your creative expressions are all potential platforms from which your unique light can shine. Owning this destiny means you begin to make your life choices from this new perspective. You will ask not only, what is safe for me, but also, where can my light shine most brightly? You will ask not only, what will bring me comfort, but also, what will allow me to be a source of warmth and comfort for others? To own your destiny as a light bearer is to align your will with my will for your life, which is always that you would be a magnificent and powerful expression of my own loving, illuminating heart in the world. It is to move from a life focused on self-preservation to a life focused on a glorious, joyful, and world-changing purpose. And from this place of owned destiny, my child, you can then begin the joyful practice of shining in small, courageous acts. I am not asking you to suddenly become a great, blazing sun that overwhelms the world. The art of shining is learned, like any other, through gentle, consistent practice. You begin by shining your light in small, everyday moments. When you are in a conversation that is filled with gossip or negativity, you can shine your light by speaking a quiet word of truth, of grace, of a different perspective. When you see someone who is struggling, you can shine your light by offering a simple, genuine smile, a word of encouragement, an act of kindness. When you feel a creative idea, a beautiful song, a poem stirring in your heart, you can shine your light by having the courage to write it down, to sing it, to share it, even if only with one other person. Each of these small acts of shining is a powerful declaration of your new identity. Each one is an exercise that strengthens your spiritual muscles of radiance. Each one pushes back the darkness in some small corner of the world. And as you practice these small acts, your confidence will grow. Your light will become steadier, stronger, and you'll find yourself naturally, joyfully, shining in greater and more impactful ways. You are learning to wield the very light of heaven, my child. And it is a skill that is learned through 1,000 small, beautiful, and faithful choices to not hide, but to shine. And finally, my beloved, the foundation of all this is learning to live as a conscious reflector of my glory. For the light you shine is not ultimately your own. I am the sun, and you are the beautiful, unique moon. Your glory is to reflect my glory. Your brilliance is a reflection of my brilliance. To embrace your radiance is not an act of ego. It is the ultimate act of humility, for it is a joyful acknowledgement of your source. Your work is not to generate your own light. Your work is to keep the mirror of your own heart clean and polished, and turned always towards me. You keep your mirror clean by practicing forgiveness, by letting go of bitterness, by walking in integrity, and you keep your mirror turned towards me through your prayer, your worship, your time spent in quiet communion with me. As you do this, as you abide in me, my own light will naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully be reflected through you in a way that is uniquely, beautifully yours. You do not have to worry about how to shine. You have only to worry about your connection with me, the sun. And I promise you, if you will keep your heart turned to me, I will take care of the shining. This is the beautiful, sacred art of embracing your radiance. My child, it is a journey of choosing to be seen, of owning your glorious destiny, of practicing small acts of shining, and of living as a beautiful, conscious reflector of my own eternal light. This is not a burden. It is your greatest joy, your highest freedom, your most profound purpose. The world is dark and is waiting for your light. So do not hide it any longer. My beloved, step into your destiny, embrace your radiance, and shine. My precious child, shine with all the glorious, magnificent, and world-changing light that you were created to be. For you are a star of my own making, and your time to shine is now. The fear of shining is the last, subtle lie of the darkness. It tells you that your light will attract negative attention, that it will make you a target. And while it is true that some who are accustomed to the dark may be uncomfortable with your light, you must not let their fear dictate your destiny, for the light you carry is also your protection, a holy fire that will repel all that is not of love. You are safer in your shining than you ever were in your hiding. To embrace your radiance is to fully accept the gift of your own redeemed self. It is to say thank you to me for the profound transformation I have wrought in you by being willing to let that transformation be seen. It is the final and most beautiful step in your journey from the ashes to your glorious rising. This is not about being perfect. It is about being luminous. Your light will shine through your unique personality, through your very scars, which have now become like beautiful prisms, refracting my grace into 1,000 different colors. Your humanity does not diminish your light. It is the very thing that makes your light so relatable, so accessible, so beautiful to other human hearts. So let go of the fear of being too much. You are not too much. You are a child of the infinite God, and you were created to carry a magnificent measure of His glory. It is time now to own it, to embrace it, and to let it shine for my glory and for the healing of the world. This is a joyful responsibility. My child, the responsibility of a lighthouse is to shine. The responsibility of a star is to give light. And your responsibility, as my beloved child, is to radiate the love and the truth that I have so abundantly poured into you. And in this beautiful responsibility, you will find your greatest freedom and your most profound delight. The time for hiding is over. The time for shining has come, and it is a time that will have no end. My precious child, my brilliant star, as you learn to so courageously and joyfully embrace your own radiance, as you choose to let go of the old dim mentality and to shine with the magnificent light that I have forged within you, the glorious purpose of your entire journey now comes to its full and beautiful expression. The faint glimmer has become a steady glow, and the steady glow is now becoming a radiant, victorious blaze. And now, my beloved, you are stepping into the magnificent reality of a life lived in full, radiant glory, a life where you take your rightful, beautiful, and eternal place as a star in a grand constellation of my glory. This is the beautiful outcome of your transformation, a life that shines with a unique, powerful, and healing light, a light that illuminates the darkness, that guides the lost, and that brings a profound and beautiful glory to me, your eternal source. The long and starless night of your soul is now a distant memory, a redeemed story that has become the very foundation of your present brilliance. The painful fading of your inner light has been revealed as the sacred preparation for your own spiritual supernova. And you now emerge, not as a faint and lonely spark, but as a magnificent, steady, and purposeful star, ready to take your place in the heavens, to shine with a light that is both uniquely yours and completely mine. Experience now what it means to live a life of radiant and transformative influence. The light that you now carry is not a passive thing to be merely observed. It is an active, powerful, and creative force. And as you learn to shine it boldly, you will begin to see it have a tangible, miraculous effect on the world around you. You'll walk into a room filled with fear and anxiety, and you'll find that your own quiet, peaceful radiance can actually change the atmosphere, bringing a sense of calm, of hope, of my presence. Without you even having to speak a word, you will engage in conversations that are filled with confusion or deceit. And you will find that the simple, clear light of your own integrity and wisdom can cut through the fog, bringing a new clarity and a new truth to the situation. The darkness of the world, which once seemed so overwhelming to you, will now be seen for what it is, a mere shadow, which has no power to resist the gentle, persistent, and powerful radiance of your own spirit-filled presence. Your very being becomes an agent of transformation, a catalyst for my light to enter into the shadow places of the earth. And now, my child, you must understand your place not as a solitary star, but as a vital part of a glorious and divine constellation. I am creating a new heaven and a new earth, and the sky of this new reality is filled with the shining lights of my redeemed children. Each one a unique star, telling a unique story of my grace. And you, my beloved, are now taking your rightful, beautiful, and irreplaceable place in this celestial company. You are not shining alone. You are part of a great and beautiful network of light. And your light, joined with the light of your brothers and sisters, creates a magnificent constellation that serves as a guide for a lost and wandering world. Just as ancient sailors navigated the vast, dark ocean by the steady, reliable patterns of the stars, so too will us, and searching souls in this world look up and see the beautiful, hopeful pattern of my grace, that is being displayed in the lives of my children. Your story, your light, is an essential star in this constellation of my glory. Without your unique light, the picture would be incomplete. You belong to this company of light bearers, this family of stars, and your shining contributes to a glorious, collective testament of my goodness. That is a beacon of hope for all humanity. And as you shine, my child, you live a life that brings a profound and beautiful glory to me. This is the ultimate purpose of your shining. The light you radiate is a reflection of my own light. The beauty you embody is a reflection of my own artistry. The love you share is a reflection of my own heart. And so, when the world sees you, when they are touched by your light, they are, in truth, getting a glimpse of me. Your transformed life becomes the most powerful and beautiful evidence of my existence, my goodness, my power, and my love. This is a glory that is not forced, not contrived. It is the natural result of a soul that is living in its true, divine nature. The sun does not have to strive to give glory to its own light. It simply shines, and its shining is its glory. So it is with you, as you simply, joyfully, authentically shine the light that I have placed within you. You are bringing me the greatest possible glory. My heart as a father and as an artist is filled with a profound, celebratory joy as I behold you, my magnificent creation, my beloved child, shining with a beautiful, radiant light that is both uniquely yours and perfectly mine. And all of this, my beloved, culminates in a life of deep, abiding, and purposeful joy. The greatest joy of a star is to shine. It is the fulfillment of its very reason for being, and the greatest joy of your soul, which was created as a being of light, is to live in the full, unhindered, and glorious expression of that light. The old, anxious struggle against the darkness is over, and is replaced now by the joyful, effortless, and deeply satisfying reality of simply being who you are, a source of light, of love, of hope, of peace. This is a joy that is profound and unshakable, for it is rooted in your very essence, in your divine purpose. It is the joy of a life that has found its true meaning, its true expression. It is the joy of a co-creator, a partner with me in the great and beautiful work of illuminating the world. This is not a fleeting happiness. It is the deep, resonant, and eternal joy of a soul that has come home to its own luminous nature. This, my precious child, is the magnificent reality that awaits you as you learn to embrace your radiance. It is a life of power, of purpose, of community, of joy, and of a glory that is both yours and mine. The fading of your inner light was a sacred, temporary process, but the brilliant, star-like shining that is now your destiny is an eternal and glorious reality. You have journeyed from the deepest darkness to the most brilliant light. You have been transformed from a dying ember into a magnificent star. And now, your destiny is to simply take your place in the heavens of my love. And to shine, my beloved, to shine with all the glorious, beautiful, and world-changing light that you were created, and have now been so perfectly redeemed. To be, the universe has been waiting for your light. My child, there's a specific corner of the darkness that only your unique light can illuminate. There's a specific heart that is waiting to be warmed by your specific radiance. There's a specific lost traveler who is waiting to be guided by the light of your star in my constellation. Your shining is not just for you. It is a vital and necessary gift to the world. Do not ever again believe the lie of your own insignificance. A single star can change the entire night sky for one who is lost. And you, my beloved, are that star. Embrace your importance. Embrace your purpose. Embrace your light. And as you shine, you will find that my own light flows to you and through you in an ever-increasing measure. A light that is shared is a light that is multiplied. The more you give away your light, the more brilliantly you will shine. This is the beautiful, abundant, and joyful economy of my kingdom. Your life is now a testament that the darkness is not the end, a testament that our trials can be the very source of our greatest glory, and a testament to the profound, alchemical, and victorious love of a God who delights in taking a faded, forgotten ember and transforming it into a light that shines brighter than the stars. This is your story. This is your song. This is your glorious, eternal truth. You are not a creature of shadow. You are a being of light. And the universe is a more beautiful, more hopeful, and more radiant place because you are in it, shining your unique and magnificent light. Live in this truth. My child, let it be the very foundation of your being. Let it inform your every choice, your every thought, your every action. You are a star, and your time to shine has come, and it will have no end, as the radiant, star-like light of your own true being now shines from the very core of your soul. My cherished child, let the profound peace and the joyful confidence of this new reality be your eternal home. The long and painful night of feeling that your light had faded is over, its purpose fulfilled, its darkness redeemed. You have journeyed through the divine process of a holy supernova, and you have emerged not as a faint and dying ember, but as a magnificent, brilliant, and purposeful star in the constellation of my glory. You have learned that your light is of me, that it is unquenchable, and that it is destined to shine with a beauty and a power that surpasses all your imaginings. Rest now in your own brilliance. My beloved, it is not a light you must strive to maintain, but a light that you simply are. Let it shine freely, joyfully, and boldly, as a testament to my creative power, and as a gift of hope to a waiting world. You are my beloved star, and your light will never, ever fade again.